which was concerned with the first module, that was Sanskrit literature and Sanskrit language. Now, today we are talking about Sanskrit language first. After that, we will continue to Sanskrit literature and literary texts. So, whenever you are observing the Indian intellectual tradition, you can find that it has been started from Vedic period, normally what we are accepting. And later on, we see classical Sanskrit, then different languages, Pali, Prakrit, then modern Indian languages. So whenever it is concerned with the language Pali, this Buddhist text, major text we find in Pali language, and after that, when we are talking about Mahayana text, we will see that it is just the turning point where we are finding all the texts. Those are in Sanskrit language. Okay, so this language is always in changeable mood. That is not the fix, just like the river Ganga. And in the same way, you can see that from starting period of human life to this technical age, we are viewing that it is just we can see in the phase of in the regarding language or regarding so many different things, we are just finding it is just improving, and we are starting our age from Vedic text, that is Nasadiya Sukt, where we can find the specific sequence of development. And later on, when we are talking about the language, specifically classical Sanskrit, then you are knowing about script, and later on, one by one, the Sanskrit grammarian, you are knowing about Sanskrit grammarians, and finally, you are talking about grammar of grammar which is written by Panini, and that is called as Panini Ashtadhyay. You know very well, and the base component of Sanskrit grammar you can identify as these Maheshwar Sutra, and most of you are well aware with these Maheshwar Sutra. In spite of that, I started to discuss regarding these Maheshwar Sutra, because these are the pillar pillar on which all our imagination is uh, we can imagine all our imagination that will be based on these Maheshwar Sutra only. Either we are talking about Sanskrit or later on different Indian languages. Okay, I am not talking about all languages which is uh, divided in different classes as per our linguistics, but I am talking about Indian languages. So whenever you are talking about Sanskrit language, then you need to talk about these Maheshwar Sutra, that is given by Lord Shiva while he was playing the musical instrument Damadu, and how you will create the pratyahar, that is the abbreviation of the term which we what you are alphabets which you are using while you are learning about euphonic combination or sandhi or compound, that is samas, or you are just trying to create any sentence. So it is important thing how you will create the pratyahar. For that, I just tried to uh, formulate the sutra in these 5 steps, because if you are learning Parani text, that is very easy. That is that sutra is formula is Adi Antyena Saheta. But I am not going to elaborate that Parani sutra, but I am trying to communicate that the notion of that Parani sutra in these 5 steps. That is Adirantyena Saheta. The sutra is Adirantyena Saheta, and what this sutra is narrating, that is, first of all, you need to find the first term, first alphabet and last alphabet of that abbreviation. For example, if you are talking about ach, al, has, because when you will learn about sandhi or samas or any different types of sutra, you need to understand these basic components. So if you are talking about, when you are saying achasandhi, achasandhi means swarasandhi, or the euphonic combination of vowels, or you are saying vyanjana sandhi or hala sandhi, or euphonic combination which is concerned with consonant. At that time, what is ach, what is hal, all these are, ये मेल भेज दिया गया, मेल चेक करिए. So all these are concerned with ach and hal. Both you will if you are trying to find the alphabet which is the abbreviation, ach is the abbreviation of those alphabets, you will just find the first term, that is a, and the last term, that is cha. So you are viewing first Maheshwar Sutra that contains these terms: a, e, u, ri, lri. A, e, u, that is first first Maheshwar Sutra, and you are finding a, that is in the very beginning of a, e, un, that is the first Maheshwar Sutra. You can view in this slide. So first of all, you need to find this one. This one is a, because you are trying to find such type of acha. You are trying to create the find the alphabets which are the expanded form of this ach. So first of all, you need to try to find a, that is in this first sutra, and later on the second one is cha, and you can find it is in the last, as the last alphabet of this Maheshwar Sutra, or the formula, that is I, ouch. So what you will do, first of all, you will find first term in here. You can find the first alphabet, that is a, and the second step will be you need to find the last alphabet, that is cha, and the third step is skip the last alphabet, that is called as it, that is technical term in Sanskrit grammar, it. And fourth step, that will be you need to count on all alphabets, starting with first alphabet to last alphabet, and that will be the result of that ach or hal, whatever you are trying to create, Okay, so who is not aware with these scripts and Maheshwar Sutra? For those learners, I can just summarize it that the base pillar of Sanskrit grammar, that is these 14 sutra or formulas which has been given by Lord Shiva, and on the basis of these 14 sutra, Maheshwar Sutra, you will be able to understand whole Sanskrit grammar. If you are not able to find, if you are not able to understand these 14 sutra, you will not be able to understand a single sutra in Panini Ashtadhyaya, or the grammar which is written by Panini. Okay, so this is the most important thing. That's why I have tried to formulate this one, because the sutra is very difficult, and you need to memorize that sutra adirantyena saheta. Then you are just finding its vritti or explanation, and antyeneta sahit adir madhyaganam sasya cha sanyasya, that will be quite large. So I just tried to formulate in these 5 steps. That is quite easy if you are understanding, if you are knowing about these 14 Maheshwar Sutra. If you are not knowing about these Maheshwar Sutra, then it will be very difficult, because each and every time you need to count, each and every time you need to memorize all those 14 Maheshwar Sutras. First of all, you need to understand this one. After that, you need to talk about vowel and consonant. And who is knowing about these Devanagari alphabets? For those, it is very easy, but you need to know how to transliterate, because when you are learning reading the text, at that time it will be helpful for you. So how you will transliterate, you need to understand. And this is the for vowel, all vowels and all consonants, not only consonants, which is compound consonants, you need to understand. And in the same time, you need to one fact which is very interesting. And when we are talking about uh, computer and Sanskrit, at that time also it is very important aspect. That is, whenever we are talking about vowel, then it has so many different types, and it is not in haphazard way. We need to understand that it has a specific bifurcation, by which you will be able to understand how it has 30 types, how the vowel has 30 types. So first of all, you need to understand only 3 points. Then you can learn this one all on different types of vowels. There will be first 3 types: short and long. It will be the first type. Then other one will be upper, lower, and middle. That is Udat, Anudat, and Swarit. First, that is Hraswa and the Hraswa, Dirgha, and Prut. There are 3 types: short, long, and longer. For example, when we are saying, simply when we are talking about talking, at that time I am saying Ram. Here Ma is short, but Ra, that is long. And when you are addressing someone, Hey Ram, at that time, oh God, at that time you are just stressing. And that's why when you will read these traditional texts, you will find the sign of 3 digit, that is indicating that it is truth, or it is it will be third one, longer. That is not short, that is not long, that will be longer. So first one is short, second one is long, third one is longer. If you are saying ah, that is short. If you are saying ah, that is long. When you are saying ah, that is longer, that is pluth. Okay, and it will help you while you are talking about euphonic combination, because when longer will come, at that time there will be no change at all. And for that you can understand by that sutra, pruta prakrisja achinityam, there will be no change at all. So that will when we will learn sandhi, at that time we will see. So, short, long and longer. And again you will see upper, lower and middle. These are basically used in Vedic texts, but we need to understand, because when we are trying to minutely examine the vowel for computational purpose, at that time it will help us. Okay, so upper, lower and middle. And third one is, which is nasal, which is not non-nasal. Nasal sound, that means you will to pronounce such type of word, alphabet, you need to use vocal as well as nasal also. That will be called as anunasik or nasal sound. And another one will be ananunasik, that is not a nasal sound, non-nasal sound. So what you are doing, you are multiplying 3 into 3 into 2, that will be 18. If you are talking about a, e, u, d, that will be 18 types: short, long and longer. That will be multiplied with upper, lower and middle, and also anunasik and ananunasik. But when you are talking about lri, that has also the same thing, but here you will find only 12 types. Why 12 types? Because you will not find the long type of lri. That will be only lri. So it has only 12 types, because there is no long, only just short, and sometimes you can find longer, but there is no long at all. In the same time, if you are talking about a, I, a, o, I, o, again you find there are only 12 types. Why? Because there is no short, because a, o, I, o, these are the combination of two different vowels. A, e. Again, when you will talk about euphonic combination of vowel, acha sandhi, specifically guna sandhi, you will find the same thing, because there you will find that a and e, that will create those will create a, u, that will create o. And in the same way, when you are talking about vriddhi sandhi, that is the type of euphonic combination of vowel. So you will find vriddhi sandhi. Vriddhi sandhi, for example, when you are using o, I, that will be combination of again two different vowels. So you need to understand the structure of the short, long, longer, upper, lower, middle, and nasal, non-nasal. Why I am talking about this one? Because whenever you are talking about music or prosodical rules, whenever you are talking about chand or prosodical rules, whenever you are talking about sandhi, euphonic combination of vowels, at that time you need to keep in mind these bifurcation. Otherwise, you will not be able to identify the uh, specific rules which is mentioned for prosodical rules or prosodical texts. Okay, so the second point, this one is first of all, I have talked about pratyahar. Second one, the different types of vowels. Now we are talking about consonants. All of most of you are aware with these consonants and how you will write in Devanagari, how you will write in Roman. You are aware with this one. But who is not aware, you have to think about this one, how you will practice, because you have so many websites. He has many different across different part of India. No, that has not different sounds, because if you sometimes someone is uh, pronouncing this one ru. Why? Because they are following Roman to Devanagari. Okay, someone who is saying ri, that is they are following ri. First, they are observing Roman, then they are pronouncing in such way. So we need to go through the original sound, not the transliterated sound. Okay, so that is main reason. Uh, Not only this one. When you are talking about Sanskrit, someone is saying Sanskrit, someone is saying Sanskrit. So these are different pronunciations, but when you will see, that will be Sanskrit, not ru na ri. Okay, because this is quite different alphabet. That is not uh, R and combination of R and I. That is not the combination of both alphabets. Okay, so this one is. And after that, when you need to learn about these uh, different vowels, and later on you need to understand about semi vowels. For example, ya, wa, ra, la, and three types of sha, sha, and sa, and later on ha. Why I am saying in this way? Because when you will go through the original text of grammar, like Siddhanta Kaumudi or Siddhanta Kaumudi, you can find that first of all they are explaining all technical terms, and later on Varadaraja Acharya, who has written Lav Siddhanta Kaumudi, because when you are viewing the grammar system, there are two types. First one is Prachya, ancient, and second one is Navya, that is new one. This tradition you are finding in Indian logic also, Navya Nyay and Prachin Nyay. But I am talking about only grammar. So Navya Vyakaran and Prachya Vyakaran. What is Prachya Vyakaran? What is Navya Vyakaran? What is ancient Indian Sanskrit grammar? What is new Sanskrit grammar? For that, it is very simple to understand. Who is following the sutra only, the sequence of sutra? Because I have already mentioned that Parani has written one text that has 8 chapters, and each chapter has 4 parts. It means there are 32 parts. Okay, and each and every part those has some formulas. So who are following the sequence of those formulas or Ashtadhyayi, they are count under the category of Prachya Vyakaran or ancient grammarians, and who has formulated all those sutra as per the need. As per the need means the chapter for euphonic combination, they have collected all formulas and they have given the name of that chapter, that is the chapter for euphonic combination. In the same way, regarding karak, please mute your mic if you have no question, otherwise it is echoing. Okay, so and another one is another example, if we are collecting all those formulas as per need of compound, and they have given samasa prakaran, the chapter for compound. In the same way, which are related to case or vibhakti, it has given one separate chapter that is called as Karak Prakaran, or that is mentioned in Lag Siddhanta Kaumudi Vibhaktyartha Prakaran, sign of Karak. Okay, so you are finding in such way in the Lag Siddhanta Kaumudi, where in which text I have mentioned that you can find it. First of all, they are giving the all technical terms, and after that they are talking about how you can pronounce an alphabet. For example, if you are trying to say what is the process to produce the sound? Okay, so that is a very interesting process, and after showing that process, his brother Varadaraja Acharya, who is the author of that text, he is saying you need to bifurcate the attempt by which you are able to understand how it can be pronounced. For that, he is saying there are two types of attempt. First one is internal, abhyantar, and another one is external, that is vajya. And again, they are giving the category. Internal has five attempts. There are subcategory of those five attempts, and external has 11 different attempts. And they are talking which alphabet has you need to do such type of efforts. So all these are categorized in different way. Okay, so these are mentioned as antastha, shal, in such way. Okay, so that's why I have differentiated these in different category: ya, va, da, la, and sha, 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 and ha. These are two different types. And later on, you need to know about anuswar and visarga, because you are well aware with anuswar and visarga, because that is nasal sound, and when you are putting such effort, then you are able to pronounce visarga, ah. And in the same way, you need to understand how you can add on vowels. Here you need to concentrate on one point. When you are learning the ancient text, at that time the alphabet you will find in different type, and nowadays when printing machine we have different and more efficient way we can work. At that time you are finding in different way. So you need to, and nowadays also when you are talking about the viewing about different fonts that has different shape, but specifically in ancient text, specifically a, na, these has different shapes. So you need to identify, and that will be only through the practice. Okay, because when you see na, that is quite different. Nowadays you are writing in different way, and in ancient text you will find in different text, different type. Or nowadays you are writing in different way. and in ancient text you will find in different way. So you need to understand, otherwise you will not be able to identify the term, and you will translate in wrong way. Okay. And after that, because all these things, who has already studied, they can know that one and each slide that needs at least 3 to 4 lectures to clarify. Okay. Here, one alphabet you need to focus, that is kli. Here you see, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, eighth. That one, eighth one. You see, that is kli. It you can find it such type of alphabet only in Vedic text, not other than Vedic text. So normally in classical Sanskrit text you will not find, but you need to understand, otherwise you will not identify the pure vowel and the compound vowel. I have already mentioned that when you are talking, when you are um, giving the name of euphonic combination of vowels, at that time you are saying only acha sandhi, and ach includes only 5 vowels: a, e, u, ri, and lri, and that is ak. And in the same time, a, o, I, o, that has h. You can find in different way. A, e, u, that will be uh, the main vowel, and on the basis of these vowels you can combine other vowels. For example, when you are saying a, that is the combination of a and a. When you are talking about e, that is a, e and e. U, that is u and u. Ri, that is ri and ri. And ri, that is only short, you have mentioned earlier. And later on, when you are talking about compound vowels, a and e, that come after combination of a and e, that creates ea. In the same way, a and u, that creates o. A and a, that creates I. A and o, that creates o. So in such way, you need to focus on all these alphabets. Why I am showing these basic things? Because when you are reading the text, at that time, ksha, tra, gya, you are not able to identify, you are not able to understand what is the base component of gyan. So someone who is saying gyan, someone who is saying gyan, so you will be able to understand why we are pronouncing in such way jnana, because that is ja and ya. But we need to keep in mind that it must not be pronounced as ja. It must not be pronounced as ya or ga or ya. Okay, it is the combination of ja and ya. Fifth alphabet, fifth consonant of ja. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Ja or ya, ja. So that's why I am elaborating all these alphabets. Otherwise, you are quite aware with this one. And after that, when you are creating word, ksha, tra, ya, or other term, patni, that has so many different, so many vowels and consonants are there. Pa, a, ta, na, e. Okay. So in such way you can create different words. And when you are creating, combining the words, at that time you need to know about some prosodical rules also, because when you are reading the text, at that time you are committing errors each and every time. What is the error? No, what you are committing several times, that is when you are pronouncing the compound alphabet. For example, pa and ta, guptasya. First example is guptasya. So gu, which is short, that will be pronounced as with stress, or uh, it will be guptasya, because sya is also uh, compound alphabet. So it is followed by again compound alphabets. So you need to emphasize on that one. You need to give stress, just like a breaker. When you are crossing the breaker, you need to accelerate your vehicle. Otherwise, you will not able to cross it. So even the earlier alphabet is short, you need to give stress. Then you'll be able to pronounce perfectly. Okay, guptasya vailakshanyam. Law is short, but you are giving stress. Vailakshanyam. In the same way, gachati. Ga is small, short, but you are giving the stress. Gachati. Okay, so these are some things which you need to understand, because what I have given here, you need to accelerate when you are trying to cross the breaker. This rule regarding articulation, most of you are well aware with such type of concepts, that how we can pronounce the sound. And if you need wish to read in detail, you need you should read Panini Shiksha. Panini Shiksha, or in Lakshidhantam also you will find, but Panini Shiksha, the author has explained very nicely, and the internal process is also mentioned there. When you are willing to express any sound, for that what you are doing, Atma Buddhya Sametyarthan, you will see the Karika which is given there. So your internal activities will be activated by your intellect, which will be inspired by Atma. Without the Chaitanya consciousness, you can't do anything. So it starts from that one, and slowly the warm, that air that comes through the throat, and it touches the different places of articulation. Then you are able to produce a sound. Okay, if you are not practicing, then normally we are not able to speak thoroughly. And that's why we are saying that this is the Sanskrit terms and Sanskrit sentences. These are the best for speech therapy. If you are able to speak Sanskrit terms, Sanskrit sentences fluently, with fluency, it will automatically give the platform where you will be able to speak easily. Okay, so because each and every alphabet you need to practice yourself how it will be pronounced. Okay, so normally we will see in such way. After that, the next thing which we need to discuss, because for Sanskrit I am not giving too much time, because we have different things to understand. Uh, we have seen all these structures, and now I am coming towards just case or vibhakti, karak or vibhakti, so that we can understand something. After that, we will go through the uh, Sanskrit literary texts and Buddhist texts. Okay? Because we have limited time, uh, 11 or 12 classes. So I'm just coming. Yes. Now we are just trying to understand the notion of case or karak. Why it is important? Why I have taken this notion? Because when you are trying to know about the meaning of any sentence, for that, without knowing karak, without the general knowledge of karak, you will not be able to extract the meaning easily. And here we find that there are six karak. You are viewing here, there are 8 columns, but that is only 6 karak. How you will define the karak? For that, you can write only one sentence, the term which is directly associated with the action or verb of the sentence. Kriyanvayitvam karakatvam, which is directly associated with the action. Which is not directly associated, that will not be treated as a karak. That is the cause that relative case is not accepted as a case in Sanskrit. Because when you are saying Ramasya putraha gachati, the son of Ram goes. Who goes? Who is associated with action? Because go, to go, that is the action, that is the verb. To go, that is the verb. So who goes? That son goes, not the Ram. Son of Ram goes. It means only the son is the person who is acting, performing the action to go. That's why Ram is not treated as the verb, treated as karak. Okay, so Ram is not treated as a karak. This is the basic difference in Sanskrit and other languages regarding karak. You need to keep in mind. And the vocative, that is counted under nominative case. Vocative case is counted under nominative case. For that, if you wish to learn it, you need to go through the Ajanta Pulinga Prakarana. Ajanta Pulinga Prakarana means how to derive a word. That is that process is mentioned in the chapter, that is Ajanta Pulinga Prakarana or Ajanta Strilinga Prakarana. In the starting phase, you can find the rules for that one. How you will derive the Rama, Ramu, Rama, like these terms. So, that is vocative, that will be treated under first one. And sixth one, that is genitive case, that is or relative, that will be that will not be counted as the case. Why? I have already mentioned. Now we see one by one. First one is nominative. The subject of verb, subject of sentence is called as used in nominative case. It is similar to English grammar. It is similar to Hindi grammar. That is not a difference. So you can understand it easily. Prathama vibhakti, nominative case, karta karak. Second one is accusative case, karma karak, and dutiya vibhakti. When we are talking about karak, that deal vibhakti is just the sign of karak, and that's why Varadarajarya, author of Lagsiddhanta Kaumudi, he is mentioning as vibhaktyartha prakarana. The meaning of that vibhakti is called as karak. Vibhaktyartha prakarana. It means vibhakti is the sign of karak. Okay. So karta karak, that is prathama vibhakti. Karma karak, accusative case, that is dutiya vibhakti. Instrumental case or karan karak, that is used in tritiya vibhakti. In the same way, dative case, sampradhan. Sampradhan means when you are giving something to someone as a charity, means you will not get it back. Then only it will be counted as sampradhan. There are two suffix, two prefix are there. First one, some, that in the systematic way, some prefix or upsarg, and prakrishtha rupena. Prakrishtha rupena means with specific intention. When you are giving something to someone in systematic way with specific intention, that is called as sampradhan. Then means charity, but that charity must be with specific intention and in systematic way. That will be called as sampradhan. And when you are giving something to someone, then you need to use dative case. It means chaturthi vibhakti, fourth one. After that, ablative. When something is separate. For example, someone is falling from the horse. Someone who is running with the horse is just falling from the horse. So you are finding that both are separating from each other. Yes. We will continue it tomorrow. If you have any question, you can ask. We have 10 minutes regarding question session, and I have permitted only those learners who has completed the second form, because I have to submit it to office. That's why I have requested several times to send properly through the form, but who has not submitted. I was not able to send the link, and someone who has submitted, but they have not Gmail email ID, that has also difficulties, I think, because they are not able to join Google Classroom. I have mentioned several times to send Gmail ID also. So if you someone who is here and he has not sent the Gmail account, please send Gmail account. That after that only I will join, put your name in that Google Classroom, and you will get all materials and all homeworks from there, because we have less classes, but we I just try to give you best. Okay, so and if you are finding something difficulties, just ask me, because I am viewing that all of you are aware with these vowels and consonants, because maximum even Dorji or Navang, all you have studied fourth semester Sanskrit courses in different universities. Okay, okay. If you have already joined, that is good. If you have not joined, for those I am saying. Okay, if you have any question, what we have learned today, you can ask, and tomorrow I will try to finish Sanskrit part, and day after tomorrow or from next week, one another expert will be with you. Most probably Professor Rana Purushottam sir will be there, who is the expert, and first day you have seen, he is the Dean of Buddhist Studies, Nalanda Mahavihar, uh, because he will brief all those things which I will elaborate Sanskrit text. Okay, so most probably from day after tomorrow or from next Tuesday. Okay, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday only, thrice in a week you have classes. So if you have any confusion, you just clear it. Okay, now you can ask questions. Of course, I will send everything on your Google Classroom, because till this date we have not clarified that who is here or who is not here. That's why I'm just here. Yes, Varsha Rani ji.
Uh, so just a minute. In that slide on add on vowel signs, what are those
Hmm.
XX marked there?
Uh,
Those,
that is just, you can suppose, if you are using ka, if you are using ka, because we have several the consonants.
Mhm.
That is not vowel. Access, that is not vowel. That is indicating the consonant, where you will put that add-on vowel. For example, ka, ki, then ka will be X. That is it.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, if you wish to ask,
There were,
because it was quite
there were only
primary. That's why
there were only two vibhaktis left. Why don't you just finish it off? तो वो एक पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा section. No?
I have no issue at all. If you are agree, then I will continue,
Just
because I
two
am here just to
vibhaktis. I think that will be one portion completed, and that's what I feel. I don't know. Ask others. फिर दो ही तो
Okay,
रह
no problem. I am
Uh,
just continuing, and I will finish these vivats. But next day I have to repeat it, because some students have left during the class. So because I don't know if we have time up to 6 at least, you need to stay here, because I have given 5 to 5:40, but normally we have to take at least 1 hour. Otherwise, we will not complete this one. Okay, so I am just continuing and concluding all those vivakti. So that was ablative, ablative, and after that you are viewing that genitive. Genitive I have already mentioned, when you are trying to, when you are just trying to uh, show the relation of two person or two things, at that time you are using this one. For example, mama putrah, my son, Ramasya patni, wife of Ram, mama Vishwavidyalaya, my university. When you are trying to show the relation between two different people or two different places or two different things. And last one, that is locative. Last one, that is locative. And locative, by name you are able to understand, that is, that indicates location, and that is adhikaran. Adhikaran is defined in the Sanskrit grammar. Adharodhikaranam. Adhara, base, is called as adhikaran. The base will be counted as adhikaran. Adharah adhikaranam. Adhar will be treated as adhikaran. So where I am, that will be my base, my adhikaran. And when you study it in detail, that will be, there are three types of adhikaran. I am not going in that detail part, but what will be the base, that will be called as adhikaran. And that in that for that we are using locative case or saptami vibhakti. This is the simple explanation of the case. But when you are going in detail, then you will find there are so many rules for case or vibhakti arth. And not for you will find 2 to 3 sutra, but for dutiya vibhakti accusative case you will find more than 40 sutras. And not only this one, when you are talking about dative case, I have simply mentioned that when you are giving something to someone, at that time you are using dative case. But for dative case also, when you are giving something to someone and you are expecting that he will give you it back, at that time you will not use dative case, then you are using genitive. For example, when you are giving your cloth to washerman, rajakasya vastram dadami, I am giving my cloth to that laundry person. You are not using dative case. If you are using dative case, it means you will not get it back. You have donated. Okay, so you need to be cautious when you are using the case. There are not only one or two or three circumstances. There are number of circumstances where you will find in such way. Another interesting, I am giving the example, when you are giving the money to your maid servant for any illegal purpose, then you need to use tritiya, instrumental case. Suppose you are giving some money to someone and you are using instrumental case by mistake or by any way. At that time, it will be accepted that you are giving money for illegal thing. Okay, so dasya sanjachate kamukah. But for the if it is not illegal, if you are giving money to your wife, then it will be again in dative case chaturthi vibhakti, because you will not get it back again. Okay, so these are the circumstances, and these are very interesting. If you are going to read in detail, then you will enjoy. Normally what happens, we are just viewing the case and euphonic combinations or compound as an instrument, just a computerized way. So at that time it is just a boring subject. But when you are studying with examples, at that time you will see how it is interesting. So I have given example, only 2 to 3 examples. You will find so many examples. Examples for this one, accusative case and locative case. When you are uh, staying, and when you are using uh, executive case, and the by mistake you are using the locative case, it will give quite different meaning. One meaning will give that you are staying with me, another meaning will give that you are quite hungry. So by using different cases, meaning will be quite different. So when you are you will translate, you need to understand these circumstances. Otherwise you are finding in different way, and you will get the meaning in different way. And who is not knowing about karak cases, he will accept that you are right, but another one will laugh at you. So these are the circumstances. So you need to go through these grammatical issues. If you are able to understand, then you will enjoy when you will translate. That's why I have started with Sanskrit part. You probably you will think that why I have started these basic things, because if you are not understanding cases, you are not able to understand indeclinables. If you are not able to understand euphonic combinations, I'm not saying that you will go in deeper part, but at least the gist you need to understand. Then only you will justify while you are translating the Buddhist text or different another text. Okay, because the way will be same. You have to find such type of instrument only by which you can identify those terms. Okay, so these are the things, and I am just concluding it, and tomorrow I will just brief it from ablative to locative, and after that I will continue for the next topics. And most probably tomorrow I will conclude, or day after tomorrow I will conclude. After that, one class, one or two classes he will take, so that he will brief those all texts. Then I will go to the inline text of Buddhist discipline, and the text what we will take, that will be Sadharma Pundarika and another text. Okay, so I will make available again on those texts in original form with Sanskrit. Okay, and who is not able to understand Devanagari script, I will try to find in Roman also. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I will bind it up.
So in school,
So while you're
go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was asking while you were going ahead with the Kark, I was asking that there are so many sutras. Do you have any text to share with us so we can refresh? I remember some of them studied long back, but I remember there were many that time. All those Ruchyarthanam, Premana, and all those Danarthe Chaturthis, and so many were there. School days I have studied. So I was just thinking that if there is a text which we can just refresh it, that'll be really helpful.
Yes, there are so many texts, but you can take any one, because all each and every text they are narrating about those sutras. But one of those texts, Sanskrit Subodhini, I think it is written by Professor Madhav Deshpande, sir. That is beneficial for you. And another one, I had made an attempt to write on these issues, and that is
We lost you. Is it only me or everybody?
There is no voice, sir. Your voice is gone. Hello, sir.
Looks like something wrong.
It's connected or not. Otherwise, I will continue to- I was telling that I will add this text in Google Classroom. Okay. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, I have a Google Classroom app in my phone. Uh,
Mhm.
so I can see this class there or anything else link for this.
Yes, yes. I will send a editing here. And you can go join. You can be the classroom. I have the request to all of you who has enrolled here. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
I
I filled that form once.
Please repeat.